A few months ago, I started to take a drug called citalopram, which was prescribed to me by my doctor. It's an SSRI, which is an antidepressant. Despite being someone who's done loads of work to raise awareness of mental health issues and try and break the stigma and the taboo that people identify with mental health conditions, I never wanted to be someone that had the tag of being on antidepressants, which sounds quite ridiculous, doesn't it? How can I, raise awareness, do all this work to help other people and not do what I needed to do to take care of myself? Eventually I did, and it was a really rough first few months. There was a lot of time spent in bed, not being able to move as my serotonin was regulated, but they're not happy pills. I'm still happy some days and sad others. The difference is I don't have a constant knot in my stomach. I'm able to make decisions and move on from said decisions without going over every other possible outcome. Had I made a different decision, life has just been a hell of a lot easier. I used to sell drugs. I never sold crack or smack. There was still some moral compass, even though it just wavered a little bit. And I'd just come back to pick up what I was going to sell to someone else, and I was a bit of a Facebook addict, so I jumped on my computer because I was in my room, and up pops a message from Lily Allen, and she said, "What are you up to?" And I was like, "Oh, blah blah, whatever." And she said, "What about the music?" And I said, "Well, just trying to clear the rights for Dub Be Good to Me." And she was like, "Oh, it's one of my favourite records ever, let me hear what you've done with it." So I emailed it to her, and literally the length of the track was the amount of time it took her to reply to me. And when she did reply, she said, "Why don't you let me jump on the track and we can perform it live at Festival?" What? Okay, thanks. And she kept her word, A couple of weeks later, we were in the studio. I'd already had a meeting with Virgin Records. She was on Parlophone, they were in the same building. I ended up signed to Virgin Records already with half of my first album done and a Lily Allen feature. Me and Lily then went on to tour together for ages. We become mates. Thanks, Lil. I don't sell drugs anymore. It's taken. This one is really important, and it's a really difficult one to take on board when you're young as well, because you feel like if you move away from certain people, you'll feel an affinity towards people. You'll feel guilt if you move away from people or take yourself away from people in order to better yourself. But a piece of advice I was given by my favourite UK rapper, Skinny Man, and also friend Alex, was that a real friend will never be of hindrance to you. And that stuck, and you hear something and it resonates. And I realised that I had to take myself away from certain people in order for myself to progress, which is selfish, but it's your fucking life. Do what you want with it. The last thing you want to do is end up sat somewhere you don't want to be because of a decision you made based on what someone else wanted you to do because it benefited them. Basically, think for yourself and remember what Skinny Man said, no real friend will ever be of hindrance to you.